I'm Chris Burns from Techie Gurus, and I can tell you right now that your password sucks. All right, let's get into this. Why does your password suck? Your password sucks because you're human. And we've had this belief that forcing password complexity on people is a great idea. The problem is humans don't think like that. It's hard for us to memorize just a random string of characters. And what happens is we make predictable patterns. So if I'm an attacker, it's really easy for me to figure out that, hey, maybe instead of using the word password, this person used PA55WORD. Or if I didn't screw that up, PA55WORD. That's a predictable pattern that humans fall into. And one of the things that we also struggle with is, let's say that you force password complexity. It's 8 characters or 10 characters or 12 or whatever it is. It's got to be uppercase, lowercase, number, exclamation mark, or some sort of symbol. And you think that your users are making unpredictable passwords. Well, the truth is when you force them to change that password, they probably change one character, which doesn't make that password more secure. So let's talk about it. So why is this important? Well, it's important because the ways that we give up our passwords can give up access to our network. It can give access to our email, where we can be embarrassed. Maybe it's a business email compromise situation where they get into your email and they're sending out emails to your customers or even your employees that you didn't want them to be sent. Maybe they're looking at your email and scouring for information to try to do something in your business. So let's talk about first, how do they get the passwords? And then we'll come back to this and figure out, what's the solution for this problem? So easiest way to get passwords, I'm going to talk about the top 3 reasons or top 3 ways of getting a password. And number 1, phishing. Phishing is by far the easiest way to get somebody's password. They'll send you an email. You click on it. It'll say, hey, log into Microsoft 365 or log into Adobe or log into FedEx, whatever. And you're like, oh, cool. You didn't check the email. You didn't look at where the URL was going. And you're just like, boom. And then one of 2 things will happen. One, they'll send you to a page saying, oh, I'm sorry, your password is wrong. Type it in again. And you'll type it in again, and you just confirm the password to them. Or they'll actually submit the password that you type in to the legitimate website, and it might log you in. You might not think anything of it, but guess what? They just got your password. So what are types of phishing, right? So phishing, that's one way to fish. You just do a broad net, you cast it out there. But then there's spear phishing, and that's where you actually target a particular user. And usually what you try to do is gather information about that user before going after them. And in a spear phishing campaign, it's going to be personal. And they're going to use things like that to kind of convince you to do something. An example of this is some of these phishing emails out there for spear phishing. They'll say, look, this is a password that you used within the last 5 years. And maybe they found a password that your email address used in the past 5 years. And if you didn't change it, you're going to be scared because you're like, oh my God. And they might say, hey, we have a video of you doing certain things, or we have access to all of your stuff. We're going to leak it to your Facebook friends. That triggers an emotional response. And a lot of times people will give up more information, or they'll pay a ransom or something like that. There's also whaling. Whaling is where they actually target a senior executive at a company with company-specific information. It could be a customer complaint. It could be a deal they've already got access to. They know about a deal that's happening. They could use that to actually get you to do something. And another common one is Vishing, which is just voicemail phishing. So they'll use fake messages from your bank or some other institution to try to give up your password. The second common way is malware. So what they'll do is they'll get you to click on something, and it could be from an email, it could be from a phishing email actually. And the way they get your password is they might install a keylogger on your machine so they can actually see everything you type, or they might do something like a screen scrape or even a remote access Trojan that gets in, and they can just kind of watch what you're doing and figure that out. And the number 3, the third one of the top 3 is just social engineering. You might just give it to them. There are plenty of users out there that they'll take a phone call, and if somebody says, hey, I'm from IT, they'll just give up I need your password. They'll just give it up. Straight up, they'll just give up the password. They're human. If somebody knows that that they have a problem, or they're just guessing that they have a problem, they say, hey, we're from IT, we need your password to help you to get in your machine, we see something going on, and somebody gives it up, well, now they have your password. So now what are they going to do with it, right? Well, they might try to get access to your network, your email, whatnot. So where do we go from here? Those are easy ways to get passwords from people. There are additional ways. You can do brute force, you can do dictionary tags, there's other things that you can do, but those are the top 3 ways. So the dilemma is, how do we get people to make better passwords without making it more complicated for them? Now, there's some foods for thought here. There's a belief that a random 3-word password is more secure than what people are doing today with the string of characters, and it's actually true. But there's also another side of the fence that says, hey, we should be doing passphrases. And a passphrase could be a sentence, it could be a song lyric, but it has spaces, punctuation, things like that make it far more secure. The length of a password is important, but only if it's actually something that's random. So 3 random words like RedPantsTree. The point is taking 3 random words, putting them together. Now, you can't do this for every site. You're never going to remember this. So password managers are critical in this. You can use like LastPass or Keeper or 1Password, something like that, where you can actually keep track of passwords. A lot of those are going to generate like random characters of passwords. Those are fine, but to get in, you need to have like a passphrase or something you can memorize. So those are my tips for the day. We just went in and we're actually doing some password cracking for some threat assessments that we're doing. And at one company, we got more than 60% of their passwords in less than an hour. Super simple. We grabbed a database and was able to get access to more than 60% of their passwords. So if you're a business owner, that should terrify you, because this was their network passwords to get into their network. If there's a VPN or something like that, it was super easy to then take that password and get into VPN and get access to everything that they had access to. And unfortunately, it also worked for their email. Most people would copy their password over to their email. So once you had that, or if you had their email password, you automatically had their password for their network. So I'll leave you with that. Drop a comment down below. Let us know what you're thinking. Try to make a change. If you need help, we're certainly here to help. We can recommend some tools and things like that, policies and procedures in place. But it's also important to audit. Oh, wait, one more thing. I'm terrible at this. Subscribe to our YouTube. Go to youtube.com/techiegurus. Subscribe to it. Follow us on Facebook and LinkedIn. If you're seeing this, you probably are doing one of those 3 things. We're trying to add more content. Right now it's weekly. I'm trying to get to a point where I can add more. I need your feedback. Drop a comment down below so we can get feedback, so we can make videos that you guys want to see. So until next time, stay cyber safe.